This is that flake that we've been dealing with for a while now. It was the one I struck off the core a while back, labeled the parts. It's been sort of our go-to flake. Ventral surface, dorsal surface, platform, bulb, derailleur scars, distal termination, ripple marks, all those flake parts that we've labeled before. The first thing I might want to do with this, if I were going to use this at all, is it's got some really nice sharp edges here. Edges that could work to shave my arm if I wanted to. But to use these cutting edges right around here, one of the things I'd need to be concerned about is this edge here, even though it's got a lot of dorsal cortex on it, is also fairly sharp. So initially, one of the things I might want to do is knock a few flakes off that side, grind it down a little bit, and just dull this side of the flake up here so that when I'm holding it, it doesn't cut my hand. So we'll just knock off a series of flakes along that edge so it's not nearly as sharp. Down around there where my finger will go. Grind it a little bit. Maybe a little bit more. And there we've got a nice edge. It's got flakes removed along this margin of it. And I didn't do that to make it sharper or make it work better as a cutting tool. I did it so I can use it like that and not cut myself. So that's step one that we did here. We did some very, very light marginal retouch to dull it and make it an effective tool without much other modification. The next thing we might want to do is begin changing the shape of this a little bit. To begin knocking off some more flakes and especially trying to thin it down up here where the platform was. And we've already got some areas there that we can work on. Knock off a flake there, knock off another one there, come down off the platform, take off a series of flakes there, making that platform not quite as big. Another one there, another one there. And we'll work on getting some of that bulb off of it. Okay, there we go. Come in here, knock a couple of those off. So there we go. It's starting to rain, and I'm going to stop for now. But we've begun retouching this to thin down this part. We've created, in addition to this retouched piece, and we've all done that with a hammerstone, hard hammer percussion. In addition to this piece here that I'm probably going to take back to the house with me to work on later, one thing to note here where I've been working on this tool is that in addition to the big retouched piece that I'll take away with me and may likely have been taken away in the past, is that we're leaving a lot of debris, a lot of evidence that shows that tool manufacture was going on here. These individual little pieces of debris are what archaeologists call debitage, flakes. And this pile of debitage would be extremely exciting, even if there's no point, even if there's no tool. If I were to find something like this in an archaeological site in this area, I would be excited for at least two reasons. One of which is that the cluster of material that we see here represents one event in time, one moment of tool manufacture. It's like having a snapshot of the past when you come across something like this. Each of these pieces of debitage has some of the attributes, some of the characteristics of the larger flakes we talked about. Platforms, proximal ends, distal ends, bulbs. And if we have a complete flake, they're all there. The platform, the bulb, the distal end, the dorsal surface, the ventral surface. Some of these may be broken, to where only the platform's there, or only the distal end's there. But like the bones of a skeleton, once you learn the anatomy of a flake, it's information that you can generalize and keep using.